Hey everyone, I'm Hiro. Welcome back to the CISA exam prep series. Section 7 has two parts, and I want to be upfront about how they connect. The first part is audit evidence. What counts as good evidence? How to rank its reliability? And the 5 techniques auditors use to collect it. The second part is continuous auditing and CAATs. These are tools embedded directly into systems. Snapshot, SCARF, Audit Hook, and ITF. Those are the 4 key techniques. They collect evidence automatically at scale. Here is how they connect. CAATs are how modern auditors collect evidence continuously without reviewing documents by hand every time. Both parts are about the same goal: building a solid, defensible foundation for your audit conclusions. 2 requirements for good evidence. For evidence to hold up in an audit, it has to satisfy 2 requirements. The first is sufficiency. That's about quantity. Is there enough evidence to convince a reasonable third party? If you have 1,000 employees and you checked the password settings of just one person, that's not sufficient. The second is appropriateness. That's about quality. It breaks down into 2 things. Relevance means the evidence has to be actually related to the audit objective, and reliability means it has to come from a trustworthy source. Both have to be satisfied. A mountain of irrelevant documents won't do, and a single perfect piece of evidence isn't enough on its own either. The reliability hierarchy. So, what makes evidence reliable? Let's look at the hierarchy. At the top is auditor direct confirmation. When the auditor personally observes, calculates, or performs a procedure herself. That's the gold standard. No one else is involved. Reperformance falls into this category. Next is external evidence. A bank statement obtained directly from the bank is highly reliable because it comes from an independent third party. Below that is internal evidence. Things like system logs and internal accounting records. These could potentially be altered by the auditee, so they rank lower. And at the bottom is oral evidence. Interview responses are not documented and can change. They carry the least weight. Always corroborate them with something more concrete. The principle is simple. The more direct the source, the more trustworthy the evidence. 5 evidence collection techniques. There are 5 main techniques auditors use to collect evidence. Observation. You go on site and see what's happening with your own eyes. It's highly reliable. The limitation is that people may behave differently when they know they are being watched. Interview. You ask questions, useful for understanding context, but oral responses are the lowest reliability evidence. Always back them up with documents. Documents review. You examine policies, logs, and contracts. This is the most commonly used technique. Walk through. You trace a single transaction from start to finish, together with the responsible staff. The goal is to understand the overall process flow and where controls are placed. And reperformance. The auditor performs the procedure herself. Her own calculation, her own verification, because there's no intermediary. This is one of the most reliable techniques available. One important thing to keep in mind: never rely on just one technique. Combine them, and whenever you collect oral evidence, always corroborate it. Continuous auditing and CAATs. Now we move to the second part of this session, continuous auditing. In modern IT auditing, paper-based reviews aren't enough. Auditors use CAATs, computer-assisted audit techniques, to go directly inside systems and collect evidence continuously. Snapshot captures the state of data at each processing stage. Think of it like taking a photograph at every step. This lets the auditor trace exactly how a transaction was handled from input to output. SCARF embeds a module inside the application system. It continuously collects all transactions that match specified conditions and stores them for the auditor to review later. Audit Hook also embeds into the system, but instead of collecting, it triggers an immediate alert the moment an anomaly is detected. And ITF, the Integrated Test Facility, runs dummy test transactions through the live production system to verify that the logic is working correctly. Paper audits are no longer enough. CAATs go straight into the system. SCARF versus Audit Hook. Know the difference. SCARF and Audit Hook are easy to confuse, so let's be clear about the difference. SCARF is like casting a wide net. You cast that net continuously, collecting all transactions that match your conditions. For example, all payments over $10,000. Those get stored in a separate file. The auditor reviews them in bulk later. The purpose is collection. Audit Hook is more like an alarm system. The moment something abnormal happens, it fires immediately. A large payment processed on a holiday night, for example. It notifies the auditor right away. No waiting. The purpose is immediate detection. Collection versus alert. That's the distinction. It will show up on the exam. ITF, Integrated Test Facility. Let's go a bit deeper on ITF. The auditor creates a fictitious entity, a dummy customer account for example, directly inside the live production system. Test transactions are then processed through that entity alongside real ones. The big advantage is that you are testing the actual production logic, not a separate test copy. Whatever the real system does to real transactions, it does to your test transactions too. But that same feature creates the key risk. Test data can contaminate real production data. Sales totals, inventory counts, all of it gets distorted. So the rule is non-negotiable. Remove all test data after every single run. No exceptions. Let's wrap up. Audit evidence must satisfy both sufficiency, which is about quantity, and appropriateness, which covers relevance and reliability. Both matter equally. For reliability, remember the hierarchy. Auditor direct is highest, then external, then internal, then oral at the bottom. Reperformance is the most powerful individual technique, and oral evidence always needs to be corroborated. For the continuous auditing tools, SCARF collects matching data continuously for later review. Audit Hook fires the moment an anomaly is detected. And for ITF, its strength is that it runs in the live system. Its risk is the same thing. Always remove test data after every run. Alright, that's it for section 7. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.